Hey y'all, I'm Angela Barrett, and this is Talking South Carolina. Now y'all take a load off and listen, because no matter if you just moved here, thinking about moving here, been here your whole life, or you just plain nosy, bless your heart, I'll have something for you. Like, who's living in High Cotton? Who's madder than a wet hen? Places to go if you got a hankering for fried chicken, and where you can go to get drunk as Cooter Brown. We'll talk pig pickings, cow tipping, tillions, hay rides, who's buttering whose biscuits, what's a case quarter, and lots of other stuff. So stay a while. Y'all, it's gotta be a hoot.
This episode of the Talking South Carolina podcast has been brought to you in part by HomeMattersSC.com, professional real estate services and marketing in the Midlands of South Carolina for people who want more. And by SimplyArley.com, video editing, podcast production and consulting, graphic design, you name it. And now, she's a realtor by day and a podcaster by night. Here's your host of the Talking South Carolina podcast, Angela Barrett.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Talking South Carolina. Now, I am super excited about our guest today. I have begged this man for a long time to come on here because I think it's important, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to give you a little history. So, where I am in Lexington, South Carolina, the Midlands, and the jewel, our crown jewel here, and really for South Carolina, is Lake Murray. Now, Lake Murray is a pretty darn big lake. It covers 4 counties or touches 4 counties. It is 650 miles of shoreline. It's 41 miles long and is 14 miles wide at its widest point. And at its deepest point, I think they say it's 189 feet deep. So it's a big lake, and it's a big deal here, and we love it. Again, our crown jewel, Miss Murray, as I like to call her. So many years ago, I think 2008, there was this charter tour boat on Lake Murray, and it retired. And for, 3-4 years, it didn't tour on Lake Murray. But the gentleman that we're going to have on today, Mr. Rick Crout himself, bought it, restored it, and is doing charter tours again, which is a pretty big deal. And I am excited to hear all about the restoration and all the things that they provide on the spirit of Lake Murray, which is the name of the charter yacht. So hang on, let me bring him in, and we'll hear all about this.
Okay, should I hit continue?
Yes.
Okay, hang on. All right, there you go.
All right. Hey, Rick.
How are you?
Good. I am so glad you're finally on here. How long have I been begging you to do this?
Well, it's been a while. We've been camping, and I've been in and out a lot and running that boat. So I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Yeah. Nice view behind you.
Yeah, I'm actually sitting in my kitchen on the west of the lake there.
Yeah. Nice. So now you and your wife bought this boat in 22, right?
Not my wife. Well, I mean, I am part owners with Norman Agnew.
Okay. Where I got wife.
Wife owns a half everything I've got. So yeah, you're technically correct.
Good man. There she's listening. So let's talk about, the spirit of Lake Murray is actually, an 80-foot, I forget the type of yacht, but it's
Skipper Liner is the name, the manufacturer.
Liner.
Up build it, and it was, I think they took delivery of it down in Florida, one of the big hotel chains down there.
I gotcha. It came here to Lake Murray around 2008 and did charter tours, for about 10, 11 years, something like that?
Years, they had their license, and in 08, they left it at the dock. They lost their Coast Guard license, and kept it as a beer garden, I guess, and that type of and just try to keep it going. The owner decided to put it up for sale, and Norman and I bought it. October of 22. So,
And what in the world made y'all decide, hey, I want an 80-foot yacht on Lake Murray?
Well, it was already here. That's a good start. I would have undergone the trouble of bringing it from Jacksonville, Florida. So I'll give the Coltons credit for that. They got it up here, and that was a mammoth task to get that boat from Jacksonville on its own bottom up to Charleston, pull it out of the water in Charleston, took the top half of the boat off, did some repairs, brought it up on 2 different 18-wheelers, I believe, flatbeds.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. Good grief. He had a good vision, and brought it up to, I think they put it in at Big Man's Marina, put it back together and launched it with a crane. And that's how it got up here. That was expensive and something I don't think I'd have done. But anyway, we bought it in October of 22, understanding that it needed a total refit. And so Norman and I decided to give it a shot, and we pulled it out of the water at Agnews Lake Service, which was pretty much the only place that could do that, and owns that. And we got it out of the water, and we spent 14 months rebuilding the boat. We did everything. We gutted it. We put temporary supports to hold the second up. We replaced the whole bottom of the boat, steel, all new bathrooms, galley, and a brand new bar. It had never had a long, big bar, and it had a little bitty bar in the front, but the front of the boat, which is one of the better places to be, the view was blocked with all the refrigeration and that type thing. So we just, took all that out and pretty much stored that. Made the windows bigger up there, opened that up as an atrium. It was a really nice place to be there. Opened the bar down the starboard side of the boat that's got, I think, 10 seats, 10, 12 seats in it. And we have a fully licensed DHEC restaurant and bar with a liquor license, wine, beer, and liquor. It had never had that before. All the food had been catered. We make our own food on the boat. So,
do y'all have a chef that is for the boat? I mean, you got somebody there?
Yeah, Dibble is his last name, and we just call him Dibble. And he's from Charleston and learned his trade down there. He's very good. Our food has been consistently ranked very high. We all, it's like a restaurant. That's what we want people to know. Is several different things. It's a boat. And once you get on the boat, you order from a menu, and it is a total restaurant. We always have a ribeye. We always have some kind of fish, whether it's a mahi or swordfish. We have a chicken of some sort. We have shrimp and grits. We have seasonal specials. We change the menu up. Homemade desserts, pretty much. And a lot of nice sides too. I mean, just like a regular restaurant. So we want people to know you coming on the boat, you pay for a boat ride, which is very reasonable, and then you order from a menu. And we have drinks and just like any sit down restaurant you get to.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. I know that y'all do both public and private charters, and have different events on the boat.
Yes.
So how many people does the boat actually hold? Max capacity?
Legally, we can hold 96 passengers.
Nice.
And then I think a maximum of, 8 crew, but we normally don't ever fill the boat up. And it's not that we couldn't, but when we go out on a dinner cruise, it's very comfortable for our chef and our servers to handle in 2 hours 70, 75 people, and limit it to 70 or 75, depending on the event, for a public cruise, because, everything's cooked to order. And so
Right.
that 90 would be pushing that 2 hour. We'd need probably about 3 hours, and we'd have to make sure that the weather was good, because about 20 of those people have to sit outside on the back deck, which is a wonderful place to be, unless it's raining.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we can seat under roof like 70 people. So that's what we strive for on that event.
So how long are your the dinner cruises normally? 3 hours?
2 hours. That's just, yeah. And the boat will open, let's say we sail at 6 to 8, the boat will open at 5. It always like an hour before. You can show up, get on board the boat, have a couple of drinks, whatever you'd like. At that point, you can actually start ordering your food if you want to. You can order it then. A lot of people order before we sail away, that way they can spend the last hour or so enjoying the ride. You enjoy it the whole time, but, get the food thing done and go out on the bow, go up top on the back, enjoy the scenery because it's beautiful. Yes. It just depends on personal taste.
So now, there have been weddings done on the boat?
Yeah, we've done a couple. Done a lot of rehearsal parties, corporate events. We're really trying to push the corporate events. We want to do that more and more. It's it's really nice when you do an event and you have one or two contact individuals that come to the boat prior to, week, 2 weeks, whatever, and they specify a menu that they want. So you sit down with Emily and Steve, a general manager, and our events coordinator, and Dibble, the chef, and they put together a menu. Whatever they want, we'll put it on there. And we'll price the menu out. That'll be part of the cost. If it's just barbecue, that's going to be one level. If it's something fancier, it's going to be a different level. And we give them a cost of the boat and the food. And then, of course, sometimes they'll have an open bar. They take care of that too. Or sometimes they say, well, if they're going to drink, they'll let them pay for their own drinks. So it depends. We can pretty much set it up however you want.
And so how far down, because you're here closer to the dam, for people that are listening.
Yeah.
How far down the lake do you go?
Where we're limited, we generally run the boat about 5 knots, 5 nautical miles per hour. So if it's a 5-hour trip, you go out about 5 nautical miles. That'll take you just about to Lunch Island or Bomb Island. Not quite that far, but about in the center of the lake. A lot of times we'll go up in 40 Love Cove because there's some beautiful homes up there, and to the end of that and turn around and come back, go back out around Susie Ebert. A lot of times we'll come out, go past Susie Ebert off our starboard and go through what we call Goat Cut, which is Goat Island, and go out in the main part of the lake where you can see the dam.
Mm-hmm.
It just happens to be that my house where we're sitting right now, I'll come in this cove a lot because that's exactly 1 hour.
Yeah.
Why even at us, whatever. And we'll turn around and go back that way. Maybe we'll go outside of Goat, and that way you can get a better view of the Bomb Island, that type thing. But we don't go unless we have a private event and they say, well, we want to be picked up somewhere that we could actually pick you up. Then we can go farther. Now, one of the things we're going to start doing is we're going to be at Putnam's on Sundays, pretty much as a food truck for them because they don't really have any food. And that's going to be from noon to about 4 or 5 o'clock. And we're going to do that starting the 18th, I think it's April. I'm not sure. What's the date of the day?
14 April.
Yeah. Okay, April. Maybe in May, but you'll have to check the calendar. I forget. But we're going to be up there for the summer on Sundays.
Now, is it reservation? People need reservations?
Do not. You just come. It's a food truck. If you want to make them, that's fine. We'll know who's coming, but we're going to be there. You just come on. They're very excited about it because, and rightfully so, we're going to bring a lot of people, and it's going to be very visible on the lake.
Right.
They have spots for people to park their boat so they can come by boat, get off their boat, come over, get on ours. So it's going to be a fun thing to do. We're trying to, cohabitate with a lot of different businesses around. Like we're going to have an oyster cruise coming up in about 3 weeks on the 4th, 2 or 3 weeks. And a good friend of mine I play a lot of golf with is John Sparrow. They own the oyster bar, and his mom Mary, who is a delight. They're going to provide the oysters. They're going to do them all. We could do them. We figured, he can invite all his people. We can invite our people. And then I'm a member of Mid-Carolina Golf Course. So we're going to invite them. And we've already got about 40 people already signed up, and it's several weeks away. So have an oyster cruise. For those people who don't like oysters, we're going to have barbecue. So it's simple, but it'll be fun. People are already looking forward to it. So we're trying 8 different things that are exciting and different for, and include different restaurants that might want a guest chef on our boat and bring some of their clients, and, everybody wins.
Yeah. What so far since y'all been up, because y'all actually started charters when? I know it took, how long did it take to do the renovation? Let's back up.
14 months.
14 months. Yeah. I knew it took a while.
December of 23 is our first cruise. It was I think the Lights cruise or something, Christmas. Yeah, that was our first one. And we weren't sure how many we'd do, but the first year, including that one, we did 200 on the money, 200 cruises.
And so far, what do you think is the most popular cruise?
Well, our Sunset Dinner Cruise is kind of our mainstay. Another big, big popular cruise is our Purple Martin cruises. We those last year. We were doing 2 or 3 a week, and we were getting good loads of people. And we already have those out for July and August. So if anybody wants to do the Purple Martins, we're going to be doing them like Thursday through Sunday. Every cruise will be out towards the island where you can at least, get a view of the birds. And then, it's a dinner cruise too. So you can eat, go out and see the Purple Martins and come back.
And by that time of the day, that's when I call, they start doing that, the swarm, where they're getting ready to go to bed, and they go round and round and round, and it looks like, it's just, it is amazing to see that.
The largest roost in North America. And it's, they say upwards of 1 million birds. I didn't count them, but there's a lot. And the sky just gets dark with birds. It's amazing. If you hadn't seen it, you need to see it.
That's right. It is absolutely amazing. Yeah, I imagine that would be a popular one. I forgot about that. Now, you're also a pilot, right?
Yep.
So how much flying do you do these days?
I haven't done any in the last year. I flew for a living. I flew corporate jets for a living. It's a passion of mine. I loved it. I still love it. Norman and I talk about eventually buying an airplane once the spirit's up and going pretty well. He wants to learn to fly. And I'd like to get back into it too. It's just a sense of freedom that a lot of people don't get to experience. And with doing it since I was 17, 18 years old, I'm 73 today.
Oh, happy birthday. Oh, it's not your birthday?
73 when you stop there. That's a lot of flying, a lot of years. So
that is.
Doing it a long time.
Bill, where did you learn to, pilot the yacht, a boat? I know here on Lake Worry, boats were normally that size.
Oh, I grew up on Lake Murray, and my dad was an avid fisherman, and so I've been running boats since I was 10 years old. And so that was a passion, just like flying, was boating. And I convinced my wife about 15 years ago, or 20 years ago, really, to buy our first big boat. And I bought a Grand Banks 42 trawler and had it down in Charleston.
But you don't keep that in Murray.
You don't see them in Lake Murray too often. It's really nice to have one here. That'd be a great liveaboard and a fun boat to just put around in. But I had it down in Charleston at the Charleston Harbor Marina where the Yorktown's at. And we go down on the weekends and spend weekends on the boat. And then I would venture out and take the boat to the Bahamas offshore. I'd take a bunch of buddies. My wife didn't do that trip with me. She'd come down and meet us. And like most of the wives did, the guys would just, take off in the middle of the night. And we'd leave and stay out there for 3 days, getting to the Bahamas. Right. But I got a lot of experience doing that. And then eventually bought a 49, got a bigger one. So it was a big, heavy boat. So I kind of cut my teeth on those boats. And, so that's where that came from. And, I spent a lot of time in my flying days in the Bahamas. My boss loved the Bahamas, and we would go to the Out Islands, Harbor Island, the Exumas, Georgetown, all those places. We'd fly our jet down there, his jet, and we'd spend a week or two, and it was a fun gig. I fell in love with the Caribbean. It's beautiful.
Yes, it is. It is. And it is amazing to me how many people just from our area here in the Midlands do exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
Take their boats down to the Bahamas.
Oh, absolutely. It's an crossing, especially in the summer. You don't want to go across there with any wind component out of the north, because it can get nasty in the Gulf Stream. But you just pick your days, and it can be like Lake Murray. So it's pretty easy. And the Bahama Bank's only 60 miles away, so it's not that far,
Right. So now, what, I know you said that you had the oyster, cruise coming up, and then what are some of the other big events to be looking for that y'all are having like for the summer?
Well, we got a lot of, we're starting to add a lot of music to the boat, and that helps a little bit. And we're also going to start doing more dockside music venues, where if we're not going on a cruise, people sometimes go, well, I'd like to come have something to eat and drink, but I've only got an hour. So if we're going out for 2 hours, I'm not going to come. So we're going to, maybe on Wednesdays, which we're open at the dock now on Wednesdays, we're going to start adding music to that. So we want people to get familiar with the fact that we're just like any other restaurant in Irmo Ballantyne. That, put us on your circle, your list, I guess you might say, to come by and check it out. Our food is very good. Our drinks are great. Our view is probably the best. and so you're sitting on the lake on a big boat, having a beer or your favorite glass of wine and some good food. So we're going to start doing more at the dock stuff when we're not cruising, and pair that with music also, the Time Pirates and people like that, Sure. So, and most of those guys have played on our boat. But we try to incorporate a lot of music during the summer. We do a lot of private events, like you said, during the summer. We do a history cruise on Saturday at noon, where we go out for 2 hours. And Norman did a lot of research, and we have a very nice history cruise. We talk about different aspects of the lake, how the dam was built, how much time, how many people, all the different, talk about the birds and Baum Island and, all the history involved with that island, So we're constantly trying to put new stuff out. So,
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
If you have any good ideas, let me know.
Well, not an idea, but I did want to ask this. So right now, do y'all have sort of a regular schedule? I know when you first opened, y'all were just,
Pretty much. Pretty much. We right now, you can look on Facebook every week. On Mondays, it came out this morning, and it'll show what we're doing on Facebook, a Spirit of Lake Murray. And we also have a group, Spirit of Lake Murray group, that you can join, and that comes out there. And we also have spiritoflakemurray.com, our website. You can always go on there and look at our calendar. But generally, we cruise Thursday, Friday, and Saturday right now. And then with the birds coming up, we'll be cruising on Sundays too. So 4 or 5 days a week. And then open, we're not open on Mondays or Tuesdays right now. Depending on how the dockside stuff goes, we may incorporate Tuesday also at the dock.
Sure.
But you have the opportunity to cruise several times a week on the Spirit of Lake Murray.
And y'all, I know there is the brunch that y'all do or have done. Is that a cruise or is that dock?
The brunch was a cruise. We're not doing the brunch right now because we're gonna incorporate going over to Putnam's food truck, and so everybody can just come over there. And then when the birds come, obviously, that's going to be in the evenings. That's on Sundays too. So our brunch right now is kind of taking a back seat.
You are having an Easter brunch next Sunday, though. Yeah.
That's right. We're having an Easter cruise. We got a lot of people already signed up for that. We always do a Mother's Day. Mother's Day. We always do Valentine's Day. It's always big. We do about 4 cruises during Valentine's week.
Yeah, nice.
So, and then we always do the fireworks for Lake Murray Country. Every year they use the boat for that. They'll charter it for that. And
nice.
Various other things they use. They're a big promoter. We're kind of holding hands through everything.
Yeah. I love those guys. Well, I cannot tell you how excited I was when I realized that the Spirit of Lake Murray was going to be back on the lake. It is just, it is beautiful to watch it as it cruises down the lake. I mean, you're just kind of in awe. At least I am. I just kind of like, the first time I ever saw it was obviously many years ago, but then I realized, they stopped. And then when you brought it back, I was like, yes.
Well, it's, it is very well known on Lake Murray. And all we tried to do was kind of give it a facelift, and it's beautiful, inside and out. I mean, the boat turned out gorgeous. All new flooring. The only thing we left on the boat was the ceiling, which was really interesting and unique. We just cleaned it up. But I mean, we pretty much just cut the walls out and dropped them off the side of the boat and rebuilt it, everything. So,
we are sure God you did. That's for sure.
Well, come see us. You have to come
Absolutely.
And just give us a call. Give me a call. Let me know when you want to come, and I'll take care of that.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you very much. Well, I do look forward to coming out there, and we haven't been yet, although we did try. And then we had the couple that we were coming with, one of them got sick, so we didn't get to go, but, we will make it out there for sure.
So
I thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. I hope I answered your questions.
Yeah. Well, if anybody's got any questions, get in touch with one of us. We'll try to answer it. Right. Well, thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Talking South Carolina podcast. Why not check out our website at talkingsouthcarolina.com and follow us on social media. You can subscribe to the show on Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and on your favorite podcast apps. For information about being a sponsor on the show and on the website, contact us at area code 803-386-9885 or email us at angela@talkingsouthcarolina.com.
I'm gonna be the best version of me. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, roar like a